Welcome back to Faded Truth. Before you do anything, like, share, subscribe, stay tuned. I got Mr. G6.
Yes.
And verse the legend. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
How y'all doing?
Maintaining.
Can't complain
Maintaining.
at all.
That's the 2020.
Exactly.
That is
as
the
long
2020
as we can
statement.
maintain, we doing something right?
We got G6, which is an executive, entrepreneur, previous recording artist, songwriter, actor. The list goes on. And then I got Verse the Legend, new artist on your brand Dreamlife, correct?
Well, my brand is Money Train Management. That's the management company. The new luxury brand for this new launch is Dreamlife, yes.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the Dreamlife concept.
The Dreamlife concept is a concept that Verse the Legend himself came up with. He recorded a record with Vanessa Corrier. She's a part of VC Creative, and that is her new brand that she's launching as well. And basically what we're doing is taking it to the top. They came up with a great record. After the record launched, we're pushing our brand forward. With
the brand now, are you guys signing artists? Like, what is your goal with the Dreamlife?
With Dreamlife, we're just basically introducing a new luxury lifestyle. You know, right now it's quarantine. Everybody is kind of down. We're trying to bring a new positive energy, just a new outlook on everything, as far as it doesn't have to necessarily be super luxury, but at least as long as you're dreaming, just because a dream at the end of the day is whatever you see.
Kudos to you, Verse, coming up with the brand.
Yes. The record.
Right, and the record. So what is the record that you came up with, Dreamlife? Can you tell me how you came up with that and what it's about in your own words?
All right, well, basically it's like this. Everyone wants to live the dream life, in essence. What we came up with, Burberry White and I actually had to brainstorm of the concept, is that this is all a dream life, because in order to get here, I had to do things to keep me up at night. Feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the other side of it. Everybody wants the glitter and gold, but they don't understand what comes down that road.
Exactly.
That's right. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, there's a lot of things that are in my circumference, which is why dream life is even possible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing first, we are entrepreneurs, but now we're going into an age which is called the creative economy. You know what I'm saying? The IT age is over. The .com boom already exploded.
I like that. The creative economy.
Exactly, because the creative economy is the foundation of what's going to make the next industrial revolution. So that's why,
He's textbook with it.
As the legend.
G6, we're going to start with you and where you started from. You moved from D.C.
modern day
to Beverly Hills.
Yes, the modern day.
You was Fresh Prince?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
How the fuck you just get into Beverly Hills? Like, you have family there, or?
No, what it was my aunt moved out maybe a year before we did from D.C. So she was already living in Beverly Hills, so it was kind of the luck of the draw.
Okay.
It sounds like my mom crafted it ever so smooth, but at the end of the day, my aunt came out earlier, and when my mom decided to come out to Beverly Hills, my aunt was already there.
So when did you first get into your passion for music?
Well, my passion for music was basically like my passion for the arts, because at West Angeles Christian Academy, it was a performing arts school, so it was attached to a church. And, it was a very famous church if you're not familiar with it. Denzel Washington, Magic Johnson, they would all come through. So, the church had the school, and the school, we would always do like Christmas pageants and things like that. So we were always doing plays and things like that for celebrities. So I've been doing that since I was a child.
In 2008, you opened up Loyalty is Everything Entertainment.
Yes.
Okay, so that was signing independent rap and R&B artists.
Yes.
Where did you get the vision to even start that? You were already liked music, you were already in it. What brought you to that point?
A distribution deal came up because I was, my son was born in 2008. And it was one of those situations where it was like, the passion for music was there, obviously, but it was like, okay, how do I filter this? So once the distribution came up, I needed to legitimize it and make sure that I had a company attached to it. So that's kind of why I did that. I got that tag, loyalty is everything. Loyalty is the integrity of everything. So, that's kind of how I move, and that's what you need in life. So,
word.
Yeah, that's how I moved with that, and that was back in the days. That was in my son. So I'm literally.
So was that like your first legitimate business that you opened?
That was my first legitimate distribution deal.
Wow.
And my business, and my son was born all in 2008. It's funny that when you say it like that, that's when I feel like that's the first time I put it all together like that, honestly. Because when you put your bio together, it's like, it's just your bio, but you lived it. So it's not really like, how you're seeing it. But I'm glad you put that in perspective right now. Like, damn, 2008 and 8, like that's when I literally legitimized my life. That's real.
That was the foundation.
Yeah, that was the foundation.
When you did perform, were you like singing? Were you rapping? Or were you just in the distribution?
I've been doing everything because I also was in amazing Grace Conservatory, which is acting, dance, and singing, all of that. You know.
So do you rap at all or just sing?
Oh, I do everything.
Okay, what can you do right now? If I tell you to spit 16 or sing a verse, what can you do?
If you tell me to spit 16 or spit a verse.
Or sing a verse.
I wouldn't.
Which one are you going to pick?
I wouldn't sing, I would spit.
All right, let's do it.
Full progression includes confidence and confidentiality. Each step falls victim to unconscious fatality. First rule, never succumb to what's too expected. Infiltrate life system to where everyone expects it. If strategy's affected, fiends can't detect it. Blocks too congested, I left abs neglected. Optimist perspective, popping is detective. Was forced to spray sun with antiseptic.
Antiseptic 2020.
I just gotta I gotta give him some district shit. I'm with Verse. I'm with the legend, so I gotta give him a little district. You know, I don't want to go.
I feel like your vibe's definitely along the lines of like more conscious.
Yeah.
And that's what I like because that's what we lost in hip hop nowadays, especially. Right. Everyone's for the beat, but like there's nothing happening with the words, you know?
And when you speak about the words, the one word I didn't say was a curse word. See, that's another thing.
And that's crazy too, because I can't even say fuck, not say fuck forever, you know? But like people be rapping and you don't think like that when you're writing.
I don't write like that because you got to think about it. If somebody gets on a record and they say, fuck bitches and shit, they sat and wrote that. See, I don't write like that. I don't think like that. That's kind of like how Rakim was. You know, he was kind of, you know, they call him the God MC. You don't have to use curse words. You don't need that. I'm not saying I don't do that, but.
2015 is when you created the Money Train Management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where'd you get this idea from? Obviously, you've been doing this for years at this point.
Right. I mean, Money Train was really, it was one of my favorite movies coming up. And I mean, I always remember he always said, the money train never stops. It never sleeps. You know, nothing stops the money train. So that's kind of always was my mindset, especially at that point in my life. Very focused. I could see the transition and the shift in L.A. where I was living at the time. And that's when I was thinking, you know, I'm going to take my talents to Vegas, which is where we're at now. So, you know, that was kind of, you know, to look where I'm at in 2015 and 2016 to now, that's why I made the move. So
when you're doing all these producing and distributions, are you looking for a certain type of artist or a certain type of person to bring on? Like, what are you looking for? Be yourself. If you believe in who you are, that's what I'm going to believe in. Right. You know, I'm not going to bank on that. And it's not like I'm bankrolling or banking on that. You know, I believe in what you believe in. If you believe in it, then I'm going to rock with it. With the Black Boy behind the lights. Oh, what is that? You were acting in that? Yes. Playing Guapo? Man. Hey, yo, shouts out to my guy Irv the God, man. Shouts out to Block Boy Entertainment, Block Boy Films, Block Boy Studios. I gotta say shouts out to Irv the God one more time, man. This brother right here, hardworking brother out of New York. He's an entrepreneur that has his own private industry. And as a young black man, having your own private industry, privately funding your own preneurs, I mean, that's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing. So we first linked up, you know, on music. And right when we first linked up, he has a film background. So that's the first thing we were talking about. You know, he hit me up. He says, let's knock this out. Comes through. He got the budget. We get to work. 8-day shoot. I mean, crazy $3 million crib. The guy that run that owns Shark Tanks or something like that. It's something. I love shouts Shark out Tank. To him. Yeah, shouts out to him. He let us get the crib. I mean, just an amazing experience. Literally, man. Like I mean, and this is in the middle of the pandemic. Can anybody believe this? Anybody watching? Y'all can't believe it. We did this 4 months ago when everybody was getting bread for no reason and shit. All right, I'm trying to be in the $1 million homes. Hey, so it's a film series. We're almost finished with all of the edits. I mean, it's coming together. It's crazy. All right, so Verse. When did you first get into music? What age were you? Professionally, 15. I had to start with the Fabulous Monk family. You know, my first show was at the Wizards halftime show when they were the Bullets. And I was 15 years old. I was taken out of high school for that show. My second show, professionally, was when Jay-Z opened up for us. That was in Watkins Park. But was he Jay-Z yet? Yes. He was actually already famous? And yes, but you know, the problem that they did with that show, they had ordered a bunch of crabs, like, you know what I'm saying, some Labor Day, Memorial Day shit, whatever the fuck it was. And it rained. So, you know, when it rained, nobody wanted to eat crabs outside. It was an outdoor joint in the park. You know what I'm saying? So Foxy Brown didn't want to get out the limo. This was what they were like, ain't no nigga like that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I was out there joint like, yeah, this is a real shit. Wait, so where'd you get the name Verse the Legend? What is a verse, really? You say verse, it all depends on which context you take it. So, you know, if I say verse and you're talking Bible, you're thinking scripture.
If I say verse and you're thinking prose, you're thinking literature. You dig what I'm saying? You say verse, you're thinking hip hop, you're thinking rap. And you say verse, you're thinking blues, you're thinking of some scatting, you know? It all depends.
So you have 7 albums out currently to your name?
Yeah, something like that. 7, I think. Probably 8 now with this new
Something
one
like
coming
that.
out.
Look at this humble man. How long does it take for you to write a full album? You write all your own music? You have help? Who's your...
I mean, to write an album, you know, generally speaking, if it has some in-depth content, it'll take me about 2 weeks. You know, and that's everything.
Like, what do you do to keep your mental peace, Verse?
Well, meditation is always what I would prescribe for other people. But when it comes to me, I just recollect. I mean, I had a different type of upbringing, you know, so for me, my life and everything I'm doing in the present, me, the present's a gift. That's it. Right. So I need to learn how to unwrap it. If I'm not enjoying the gift, that's because I didn't unwrap it. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes I'm giving the gift to other people.
So wait, you wrote 3 books too?
Yes.
And a novel.
More than 3 books, actually, but you know what I'm saying?
What do you write about?
Various subjects. The first joint, oh man, it's gotta be this one. All right, I wrote a book called Maybe Life is a Test. You want to check it out? It's www.maybelifeisatest.com. Once you could digest that, which was my first book, which was the novel, was my autobiographical novel. Once you digest that, you understand the way that I actually go through not only my rhyme schemes, but my life that created me to be able to say the things that I can say.
I heard your life, sir.
All right, I'm a 2-time, they say 3-time survivor of traumatic brain injury now. You dig?
From what?
Well, when I was 6, I was hit by a car.
Wow.
You dig what I'm saying? Almost died. I didn't know how to walk again, talk again, you know, hold it forward.
At 6?
At 6 years old.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy because, you know, I had brain damage. I had right side paralysis, so my whole right side couldn't move. And I was, you know, a lot of things happened to me.
So what's the second time?
Second time, in Las Vegas out here, fell down a flight of steps, hit my head, re-aggravated the first brain injury.
After you already learned how to walk and all that shit again?
And after I was already very popular in the music industry. As a matter of fact, shout out to Rob Reynolds and the Killers. Rob Reynolds, who was the attorney, one of the people that our family, Callister Reynolds, a shout out also to Imagine Dragons, you know. I was basically about to do some work with Rob, and when I had the second brain injury, you know, my body started reacting, and my whole right side, my right face side, my face started drooping, and all of that shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom always would tell me, she's like, "Look, you will live your life like you ain't got no brain injury." And I'm like, "Mom, I gotta survive out here. Yo. It's hard out here." You know what I'm saying? So you know, I went and did my own thing, but I didn't prepare myself for that hit. And it's crazy, guys. I took martial arts, right? So I learned how to prepare myself for break falls and all that.
Oh
I didn't prepare
gosh.
myself for that, and that's one of the regrets that I always have in my head is that I didn't think quick enough.
So what happened at the third time?
An aneurysm. Well, a blood clot that exploded in my brain that burst my occipital lobe, which is why I'm legally blind right now. This also happened in Las Vegas. That's
Do you
true.
feel like God has a purpose for you? Like, do you take it as like, okay, I've been this close to death this many times. There must be a purpose. Is that how you live
definitely
it? Or...
a purpose, because, you know, that isn't even the times I consider close to death. One of them probably. I'm close to death doing other crazy rapper
Right.
shit. You know? But yes, you know what? Being close to death makes you full of life.
Oh, you wouldn't use like a fucking best fortune cookie.
If there was shot glasses, everybody takes a shot.
I feel like you sent from heaven. It's
I
like,
ain't
I
gonna-
just came to bless y'all.
Hey, it depends. You know, the blessings last a long time. You know, you got to make sure they manifest.
First, we know you got some fucking stories
Yeah.
under that belt.
I'll tell you a whole story. A crazy relationship.
Yeah.
I was with a chick that was behind the fraud scheme with Miss Cleo. Call me now for your free read.
See? I can't do that. I don't want that.
Shana was, you know what I'm saying, super crazy. So any type of crazy that you could think of, she was involved in, and it was a part of it, you know, and I was there with her. You know? I mean, our relationship, but we were so in love. That's the thing. Crazy attract crazy, right?
But do
So
you think
when
it was
two
like
crazy-
love or lust?
It doesn't matter. The electromagnetic field that it had on the environment was just
He said
great.
it does not matter. I'm taking it.
All right, G6. If you could go back and tell yourself one thing, what would you tell them?
Be patient. It's all gonna happen. It's all gonna work out. It's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? Like I know not only myself, not only my plan, not only the execution, not only the motivation, all of that. I know what's written in the stars. What's written in the stars has nothing to do with anything. You know, as long as I make sure that everything is taken care of and the balance is correct, I'll come out on top. Period. So all I would tell myself is anytime you stress, anytime you worry about it, just counteract that and don't be counterproductive. You know what I mean? Counteract that with the positive energy of knowing that it's gonna work out. Because that's that's the only thing that
energy's so real, man.
Yeah,
like I've been learning that
yeah.
shit, and it is so fucking real. Like
Yeah,
you have to put that shit in the universe. You have to tell yourself you're gonna be successful.
Yes.
And good things will start happening.
Yeah.
I don't care how fucked up your life is or
No,
where
real.
you live.
No,
You have to have that mindset.
Overnight. I've seen it in people's lives. I've seen it in artists' lives. I've seen it in my life. You can move mountains.
Right.
Period. Literally. Like if and it sound, it only sounds cheesy because everybody's saying it and jumping on it now. But you literally can close your eyes.
But people used to say that, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
and then now
real.
I'm like, yeah, I understand because I'm
Right.
doing it, and my life
Exactly.
is fucking, way better than I
Right.
would ever imagine, and
Yeah,
I still
I
have so
understood.
much farther to go.
Exactly. You have to visualize it, then you got to go do it. That's the manifestation. And then now you're like, oh, okay, cool. So then you have to approach that with everything in your life. Like you can't play up. You have to, okay, I want to go and get these M's. You can't just, I do the blueprint, I do this, that, and the third. You have to shut the fuck up, close your eyes, and see yourself get the money. What are you going to do with it? What's the next play? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
See, people don't do that.
You
They
need goals, and you got to write your shit down.
Exactly.
I write everything down.
Exactly.
Not because I'm getting old, but like also it's good for you.
Because it's real. Because it's real. That's
now it's tangible.
Yeah,
now you
right.
have something to attain.
Exactly. Well, it's only real if the perception is there. Because writing it down, then it's real. If it's in your mind,
putting it into motion.
Right. And if it's in your mind, we still don't take
Don't
it
talk
as real.
about it, be about
it. Yeah, man. Come on now.
So, Verse, what about you? What would you tell yourself, your younger self?
Stop being so hard on yourself. Second of all, I'm going to be like, look, dog, you're going to end up being a boss anyway. You ain't got to try to prove it to all these knuckleheads.
Right.
Because it's going to end you in fucking problems.
Right.
All right? Third of all, I just tell them how to have the most fun. That's about it.
Verse, what's the hardest obstacle you faced in the industry throughout your career so far?
Haters. All right? But haters for a couple reasons. I had people that was like, oh, he's smart. He's esteemed. He could put him on. But then, oh, he's in too much street shit. But see, here's the whole concept about that. If you gave me some fucking money, I wouldn't be in no street shit. You know what I'm saying? So shut the fuck up, you bougie ass motherfuckers. Yo, shout out DC, yo. Shout out, hey. Now I gotta do this, Joy. Shout out, hey, shout out the district, Young Gangster Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? Southern Avenue, Glass Manor. Hey, yo, hey. We do this shit real quick. East over, motherfucker. Motherfucker, Oxy Hill Village, Ward 8. You know what I'm saying? Southeast, 2nd and V Street, Northeast. I'm from Rhode Island, exactly. H and 12, you already know, young. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
My grandmother's block, man. You know, bro.
RP to a lot of falling. You know the vibes.
So for the 2021, for the brand, for Dreamlife, for Verse, for G6, what's going on?
Keep staying the course. Because at the end of the day, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And, when we talk about that belief, I don't like basic level belief. The belief that you have to have in yourself, and you have to have in your career, and you have to have in your project, and you have to have in your God or whatever you perceive as the higher power, it has to be supreme. To me, at the end of the day, it has to be supreme belief in oneself. Like you have to be able to, like, I can't talk you out of nothing. You believe in this wholeheartedly. We gonna fight over this. As long as we all have that mind state, we free. That was my first moment.
Swang it.
Hey, right on. I can't speak
You
on
inspiring.
being free. Yeah, he is inspiring.
You dropping gems, man. I gotta come back.
What are you working on?
Man, this business for G6. Because the wildest thing about this is my day job is really where it gets wild.
Oh yeah, honey, a stripper.
If it was that simple, you know what I'm saying? I love my strippers though.
Shouts out to the
Yeah, I love them
Shouts
strippers.
out to the strippers.
Yeah, I love them strippers.
Hey. All right, shout out the National Golf Club in Fort Washington, Maryland.
Yes.
I'd be remiss not to say, which is the cornerstone of how we're going to be doing our Dreamlife promo, because we're going to be doing Dreamlife shows there. 2021, first and foremost, shout out to B. Taylor, you know what I'm saying? He's the ambassador to the Pentagon. We have a song with him coming out with the Nelson Mandela family. Shout out to Nelson Mandela Foundation. I'm just saying, some of this shit made me feel myself, because you know what? We all strive to achieve the highest level. And because I am a survivor of brain injury, I was put in special education. They said I was nothing. They said I was a fucking invalid, seriously emotionally disturbed. All that, right? So, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to have a label, but you know what I'm saying? When you could actually take the negative, the lemons they've given you, and make lemonade.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because they told me I was mad. They never told me I couldn't be a scientist. Right. So I became a mad scientist.
Gems. My life advice, I mean, put God first, man. Please believe in. If you think you out here doing this all on your own, surround yourself with a team, but surround yourself with some spirituality or some good water or just health. You know, health is wealth. If you want to be something, put real things inside of your body. You know,
you gotta invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself. Invest in your craft, your business, your brain, whatever you put into your psyche, whatever the people you keep around you, all of that stuff. We have a saying: is everything comes out in the rinse. You keep fucking up. You play these games, and you put bullshit in your mind, and you put bullshit in your heart, and you keep fuck niggas around you. It won't come out right.
You're just going to be right there with them.
You're going to be right there with them. Keep the right energy. Keep the right frequency. Keep the right vibrations. It'll come out right.
You're going to be looking up for the more of the Dreamlife brand, luxury brand coming out. First, we're going to be listening to more of your speeches. Can you spit for me?
Something.
Please.
This one I call courage. Suicide crosses my mind all the time, at least once an hour. Just living on to prove I'm not a coward. My heart is thirsty for power, and every time I can't touch it, I feel disgusted. I often feel my will saying, fuck it. A wise man told me that embrace of power leaves one corrupted. The greatest form of gluttony, affecting more than your stomach. The world's perverted, so my mind's destructive. And if I ever loved a single thing, I never touched it. When I'm thinking of the fact I'm hunted, it makes me wonder. I'm sick of running. If I go under, then I'll go down gunning. I tell no jokes when I say I feel the reaper coming. Life's a struggle. Until the day I'm coughing blood bubbles and puddles. Psychologists are often puzzled. Cause I don't let them, I'm doing. I was born alone, so leave me alone. I hold my own thick as the skin on my bones. It's called courageous. My goals are quite outrageous. Listen close, it's quite contagious. Cause courage is the mastery of fear, not the absence. Cowards may think the brave as they can do courageous actions, but courage is more than what you're doing in the present. Courage is a state of mind, and it's taught by many lessons. Courage is the mastery of fear, not the absence. Cowards may think the brave because they could do courageous actions, but courage is more than what you're doing in the present. Courage is a way of life, and it's taught by many lessons. Why do I feel more powerful tearing people apart than when I'm winning their heart? What's the difference between light and the dark when all I envision is red because hatred gives me that spark? Does that mean I'm going to hell where hell was all I was taught? An angel brought me to the spring of life, told me not to drink it. But I was thirsty to the point that I had problems breathing. And when that angel didn't give a reason, I took a swig and I realized that very angel was a demon, keeping me in bondage. I thought that life was all that we were promised. It really makes you wonder who the God is. The truth ain't something that was learned in college. The truth was once on earth but got demolished. And to the mass, the truth would sound like nonsense. They got their brains harnessed in this mental enslavement, this spiritual matrix. They tell you life is what you make it. What they forgot to say is what you learn you'll hit the grave with. Then you'll be face to face with the maker who created the very spring that the demon forbade it. And many would see eternal death because they weren't courageous. They'll probably blame it on the lack of language. Know what I'm saying is deep. You got to have that will to go above, the strength to go beneath, because courage is the mastery of fear, not the absence. Cowards may think the brave because they can do courageous actions, but courage is more than what you're doing in the present. Courage is the way of life, and it's taught by many lessons. Not everyone's courageous. You got the niggas living for the minute. You got the niggas who are losers, hate to see you winning. You got the niggas who love to keep you sinning. You got the niggas that you hate so much you want to end them. You got the niggas who see the same things but they keep pretending that the devil's work doesn't bear any resemblance. They're cool sometimes, but deep inside you know they're not on your side. They'd rather take it easy because they think that life is a ride. You got the niggas who are senseless extremists. They're just as bad as non-believers. They type to watch why they crucify Jesus. I'm telling you now, you better be down, so-called leaders. If not, mistrust to elect the baby Caesar. How long will these cops be able to beat us while you feed us all these reasons why it's important to learn what the fuck they're teaching? Or the children when you know they don't mislead them when they're reaching their brain. Take a child to a psychiatrist or to leave them insane. But traumatized our father's lying away, while trying to get paid, and trying to stay paid, denying children they made. Yeah, I believe you're brave for living in a time when you were forced to the back of the line like we shall overcome. Holding picket signs, white refuse to use the same bathroom as mine. After the rise, they instilled the love of crime, genocide by design. But now they're trying to forget the very things the elders should teach. The memories are like broken arms and it hurts you to reach. Meanwhile, your child is learning bullshit inside of a school that during your childhood, you couldn't even go to. You know what I define as cowardice? When you know the truth, but fear's got you powerless. My Lord, show more fortitude and gratitude inside your attitude. Being courageous is contagious. You're scared to master you. Show more fortitude and gratitude inside your attitude. Being courageous is contagious if you're scared to master you. Because courage is the mastery of fear. It's not the absence. And cowards can think they're brave because they can do courageous actions. But courage is more than what you're doing in the present. Courage is a way of life, and it's taught through many lessons.
First, the legend. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having us. Salutations.
Yes. Until next time. Peace out.
Yes.
Hey, love, here's a pure introduction. Versatile is the way that I function. So incredible, you're looking delectable with a sexual vibe to make a motherfucker want some. Right, take a sip of that potion. How was your day, baby? Let me know some. We can show blaze, baby, let me roll some, hold some, stroll something wetter than the ocean.